Yes, people. Good morning, one. Good morning, all. Hope you guys are all blessed. Big up to all the ladies and gents in the chat that's watching this on a replay. Guys, Liverpool 1, Everton nil. Not the best of games in terms of from us, from Liverpool themselves, but overall and generally, at this point in the season, I don't really care about the performances, man. I just want us to get us across the line. And yes, performances do matter when it comes to trying to get these results. But I look around the team and I go, right, there's always someone in there that can find a way. If it's not Mo, normally the one that, gets us across the finishing line in terms of the win. There's other players as well. And one of them we're going to speak about today. Um, but guys, before we get started, make sure you guys are smashing the like button. Make sure you guys are commenting as well, because I will reply to them, whether you agree or disagree with anything I say today on today's video. Make sure you guys do, man, and hit. You know what I mean? Just make sure you share it out as well, man, to as many Liverpool fans as we possibly can. But yeah, first off, um, Liverpool Football Club. We lost our last two games. We lost the final against Newcastle. We lost to PSG in the Champions League, second leg on penalties. And then we went away on international duties. And one of the things I wanted to do was like no injuries, guys. I wanted no injuries, guys. Go out there and perform. And then I saw the freedom of some of the players. Luis Diaz, the freedom he had there, McAllister, all of these guys went out and did their kind of roles for their country. Gakpo scoring a goal. Gravenberch got extra rest because the manager. Big up to Koeman as well, just saying, look, send him back home, man. He's not fit, so let's get him back up to speed. But Virgil as well, playing a couple of games, but lost both games against, was it Spain they played, and Jota with a goal, I think it wasn't an assist, or was it an assist? Just a way going and just kind of doing their thing. With Taru getting a goal as well for Japan, and Japan qualifying for the World Cup. So the guys went away and kind of recharge, reassess, and came back. You're thinking, okay, we're gonna come back. There's still gonna be moments where they're gonna look shaky. And I've done so many of these kind of streams, or we have a conversation after a preseason, and most of the fans, well, we're normally shaky, and when we come back, we're never as good. And but I always thought, no, we always still win though. But then one of the guys, I can't remember, so forgive me. When I did the preview, reminded me, yeah, the Forest game when we came back, we lost the Forest when we came back from the international duty as well. So I was like, okay. And then playing Everton was going to be one of those games where we saw the first game against them, the last minute goal, the refereeing decisions, which we'll cover in this one as well. The refereeing decisions kind of went against us. And I see Arne Slot said it in his press conference about, will you, react in that manner again? He said he doesn't know because he felt the 8 minutes. I think it was 8 minutes at the end where the decisions, you could tell like they wanted drama in the game. But yeah, listen, it wasn't to be in this one. There was some drama in there, but Liverpool outright winners. I think first half it was a kind of 50-50 game, few errors and mistakes from Virgil and like Ibu, and just moments from the two centre halves. Normally you wouldn't put to them. I know a lot of times we always give Kanate the bozo comment, but I don't think they're bozos. I think they just had a game where they're coming off the back of two games where the result wasn't as good, and now they have to put it right. A draw wouldn't be enough, and a loss certainly wouldn't have been. So it had to been a win, and I felt like that showed in that first half performance. But I think in the second half they settled down and they kept the ball. They dominated possession a lot more. There was a lot more stability from back to front. There was hardly really any space as well for Everton on the counter attack, the way that they wanted to play. But also the goal. Let's before we go to the goal, actually, you're going into the game and you're Everton hasn't lost in 9, and I was like, okay, they're on a good little run. Moyes got them doing bits right. You go, okay, we drew against them as well. They're difficult to beat. They score goals. They rarely concede goals as well when you look at the games they've played. Um, but then you're coming to Liverpool, and Liverpool's on a 25 game unbeaten run in the Premier League. So it was gonna be who breaks the duck kind of thing, and who loses and has to reset the unbeaten run. But obviously it was us with the 1-0 win. But Jota, man, want to speak about him. I see Virgil at the end when they did the press conference. It was him and Virgil said you could see how sharp Jota was in training. And this is the Jota when he's on it like this, when he's when he's elusive, when he's moving so fluid and he's dropping shoulders and he's holding on to the ball and he's getting shots off, and you can see that he's a threat. No matter where you give him the ball, he's such a threat. This is the Jota man that we want to see. And he's outright said he's not been at his best this season, which is a fair comment. I think he hasn't been, at his best. And fingers crossed, maybe this goal now, because it was a 10-game drought, I think it was in the Premier League. Hopefully, this goal now gives him the kick on he needs to kind of go, right, you know what, we've got 8 more games, and Jota is going to be the guy that starts up front, and he's going to be the one that, cooks for us. But yeah, he mentioned in training how sharp Jota was, and you could see it. Maybe obviously going away on international duty and coming back, you're going, okay, it's a nice little reset. But you can see it throughout the game how sharp he was. Every time he received the ball, back to goal, or if he had to carry the ball, you could see how quick he was moving. You could see that there was something different about him, and I don't know. Maybe maybe it was more desire today. Maybe it was a bit more hunger to get the win. I don't know, but his performance today was really, really good, and then and caps it off with an amazing goal. By the way, the offside thing, I see David Moyes complaining about it in terms of, yep, it should be offside. For me, I think it should be offside, but obviously the rules are the rules. In it is what it is. The problem is, I can understand why it wasn't given. He tries to, I think it was Gravenberch, tries to pass it to Diaz, but Diaz makes no attempt to go for the ball. He's like, bro, I'm offside. Like, and then I don't know why Tarkowski, he's trying to lunge, reach for the ball. He said he doesn't know. I'm like, how do you not know if someone's on or offside? If you got a line and you're going, right, we're structurally and we're going, right, look across, okay, then you know he's offside. Unless he drops back in and then goes, then you can go, okay, cool. Maybe he's anticipating him dropping in. But by the time the ball is released, and if he's dropping in, then he's going to be offside. He's going to be offside. Maybe just not the awareness from Tarkowski, but then the football after that, the little flick from Diaz into Jota, and then Jota drops the shoulder. I think it was Gay at the edge of the box, and then drops the shoulder again. I think on Branthwaite, and then drops the shoulder and Tarkowski and gets the shot away. And I'm just like, yeah, that's the Jota. And he sells the keeper because the keeper Pickford thinks he's going near post. Oh, sorry, far post, and he's scrambling across to go and make the save. But then Jota just pulls it back just across, just to go back across him, empty net really. And I've seen him do this against like Arsenal and teams like that. There's a few times, I think it was Fulham as well, when we drew 2-2 with them. When he dropped the same shoulders in the box and then pulls it as the keeper thinks he's going to try and go to his near post. He pulls it back and goes across him. So fantastic finish, man. Just overall great performance from Jota for me anyway, man. But yeah, we're in the final stages now. We're in the running now. This is the moments now, as I said at the start of the stream, or the start of the video. For me, performances are going to be one of those things, but the result is what we need. I think with the performances now, there's going to be a lot of I think it's going to be a mental strain more than a physical one, because I feel like now, because they are so close and they know the points gap and they know what's at stake, there will be that I don't know, the anxiety of, don't want to make a mistake, let's try and win. And I think now we're going to need certain players in the team now. You're going to just really need them to kind of take that pressure of scoring first, in the second one. Then you can really relax now and then start playing your football. But I think the manager has got they got them, man. I think Arne Slot has said as well, he briefly spoke about, those 2 results when they came back as well, and just kind of just giving them a little shake up and say, boys, look, we know what we need to kind of do now. We got to go and get these wins. Another guy that I wanted to kind of give a little mention to as well, Diaz, man, he worked his socks off in this game, man. And he got the assist as well. And let me make sure he, gets his flowers for that, because I went and looked at the goal scoring thing last night, just on the Premier League thing, and I saw that he's our second top goal scorer. He's on 9 goals in the Prem. Scores again, that's double figures, and hopefully gets a couple more. But he's only, I look at the list, right? And forgive me, I should have probably brought the list up for you guys so you guys can have a look as well. But you guys can go and do your research as well. I looked at the list, and apart from Isak, Chris Wood, Haaland, the rest of the guys on the list, they're strikers that should kind of be there. I think Watkins obviously is there. I think he's on 12, maybe 13 goals. And I'm like, we give Diaz a lot of stick, and sometimes just deserved. Okay, we're not gonna sugarcoat it. There's some performance I'm like, should be better, bro. But then I look, he's only 4 or 5 goals off at a 6th, I think, on the list. And I'm like, that's not really that bad, to be fair, you know. Like when you're looking at players in and around him, I think Palmer's up there and Buemo's up there, but the only difference is with Palmer and Buemo, guess what? They take the penalties for their team. They've taken quite a few penalties for their team this season. I think Buemo's on 16 or 15 goals, and I think Palmer's on the same as well. And I'm like, okay, that's only what, 6 more goals, 7 more goals maybe. And I'm like, you look how many penalties they've had, and I'm sure they've had at least 5 to 6 or 7 penalties. So their numbers would roughly be the same, but because they get the penalties for their team, they get those extra little goals as well, the extra little boost within games where they might not be performing, but the goals are there. And then got Gakpo's on 8 goals as well. So you got them both on 8 and 9. I'm just like, if one of them, and I know it doesn't work like that. So I get it, guys. I know you're going to be like, right, it doesn't work like that, ends. And I get it. But I look at it and go, yeah, they probably, if they one of them played and just gave them the goals in the same situation, it could be on 17 goals. And you're like, yeah, that's mad. Yeah, you'd be like, that's good for a winger. And then if you're talking about that goals, them numbers, you're talking about fourth on the list. I think it is because I think, yeah, Haaland's on 21, Isak is on 20, Chris Wood's on 19, I want to say. So yeah, I think you would have put him around fourth. And I'm like, for a left winger, that's crazy. Yeah, because you look at the list, there's hardly any left wingers on that list anyway. And then wingers, as I explained, the other ones on there take penalties for their team, so they're gonna get those extra boosting goals and stuff like that. But his performance was really good. One on one, took his man on, kept it simple when he needed to keep it simple, tried to get into areas, and he was a problem throughout the game as well. Defensively, he helped out as well, linking the play. Yeah, he was really good, man. And just looking at the results, Arsenal obviously winning. I hope they didn't win, but they got the win. Wolves beating West Ham, Forest beating United. That was a great goal from Elanga as well. 2-1 Ipswich. Hey, Delap put his foot through that second goal. Villa, they're just cruising at the moment. I think Villa is finishing really, really strong. Rashford with another goal, Asensio with another goal. City as well. They're brilliant from them as well, a little 2-0, but they would expect that against Leicester. Newcastle winning as well. Tonali's goal was mental. I think he's still meant to cross that though. Southampton won, Palace won. I think Palace probably balanced the draw out, but I think they could have probably won, if I'm being honest. And obviously we won 1-0, and then you've got Chelsea. Why haven't I got the result there? Are they playing today, aren't they, or tomorrow? Or was it postponed? I'll double check that one. But yeah, then we got that game, Chelsea versus Spurs. But look, guys, we've played 30 games, top by 12 points again. Arsenal still sitting in second. Our goal difference is really good as well. We got up, plus 13 goal difference. That's really, really good. Forest looks like they're hanging on, man. They really want that spot. So Forest got 8 games left. They're 6 points ahead. So they really need to just keep going. And the Champions League spots are theirs. And then it only leaves one. And then you only have Chelsea, Man City, and Newcastle fighting. And even Villa as well, because they've been on a great bit of run of form as well. So you've got up to fourth. You've got, what's that? 2 points. 2 points? No, 3 points, sorry. So 3 points up to fourth from Villa. But obviously, they've got a game in hand there. Chelsea's got their game in hand, and obviously Newcastle as well. But listen, it's gonna be an amazing run-in, man. Look, will we drop points? Maybe. Will Arsenal drop points? Possible as well. We have to kind of wait and see. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, man. And go and enjoy the rest of your day, evening or night, depending on where you are around the world. But peace.